What's the intro like? Do you have like a...
Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's hood, my neighbors? This is Word on the Ave, and this is your host, Rev's Neighborhood.
Yo, Rev, what's the word?
Word of the day, or Word on the Ave, is Realtor, which brings me to my special guest. I have with me today Kenise Batts, and she works with Berkshire Hathaway, HomeServices, the preferred Realty, the only Realty. Yeah.
The only Realty.
Right.
I like it.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yes, so let's talk real estate. We're going to get into some fun stuff, but
All right.
So icebreaker question. What is your favorite area in Pittsburgh, your favorite neighborhood?
My favorite neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Why you ask me a hard question straight off the top? No.
Yeah. Or no, you know what, we could take it back and say, yeah, let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's lighten the mood. Okay. Let's do it like this. Who is your celebrity crush? And this is like, you know, off of real estate. So who's your celebrity crush growing up as a kid?
Growing up as a kid, my
Yes.
celebrity crush,
Marcus Houston. No, I'm joking.
Genuine.
Wow.
Loved them.
Funny story is I used to have this joke when I was younger. I used to have these jokes and I would tell girls that I look like Genuine. And they were like,
You told girls that?
yeah, I was like,
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I kind of look like Genuine a little bit if you squint your eyes a little bit.
That was before
and play
they saw
differences.
you. Before they saw you. That's what you told them?
No, I would tell them that right, like as I'm seeing them. I'm like, I kind of like Genuine, depending on like, you know what I mean, what angle you're looking at me. I might look like, because I used to perm my hair a little bit, you know.
Stop.
Lay it down and get the waves. My whole life has changed, you know.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. He was
So
my
Genuine.
absolute fave.
Number one?
Number one.
Okay.
And you remember how Whammo would have like their 9 at 9 or 5 at 5. And you
Okay.
would call in and you would win a prize if you got the songs.
Yeah.
I did that. That's how
Okay.
I won tickets to a concert to see Genuine when he came.
Oh, you actually saw him. Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And then my mother, being the mother that she is, got me on a tour bus. Yeah. She yelled.
I would even want to be on the tour bus. I mean, not like that, but I'm just saying, like,
No,
you know.
I had, first of all, I had no business being there. I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Grown man. But I loved him so much, and we saw his tour bus outside Civic Arena, showing my age. Mind your business.
No, it's
okay.
cool. It's all good. I'm not asking.
And my mom saw the bus, and she yelled at Timberland. And said,
Right.
Is he on that bus? Tell him my daughter won tickets and she wants to meet him. She loves him. And I got
Wow.
on, and they let me get on the tour bus, and I got his autograph, and he kissed my cheek, and he gave me his sweaty towel from the concert.
Wow.
Don't know where it is today, but I held
Yeah.
on to it for a good couple months.
Okay.
Yep, didn't wash my face either.
My celebrity crush, and this is actually aging myself because, like, when I say this, people are going to be like, how old are you? My celebrity crush, my first one was Janet Jackson. Loved.
Miss Jackson.
Oh, I loved Miss Janet.
Okay.
Miss Janet Jackson.
All right.
Now, I mean, I had a lot of celebrity crushes. It was Erykah Badu at one point.
Erykah Badu.
Lauryn Hill at one point.
Okay, I see where you're going.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, and really low key, I still kind of have a crush on Lauryn Hill. But my current crush, and hopefully ASAP don't come for me, but is Rihanna.
Rihanna. Riri.
I love Riri for some reason. And I was like really like coming to her defense, like when people was bashing her at the Super Bowl. I was inboxing people. Like,
No,
you gotta relax. You can't be talking about.
You inboxed
They're like,
them.
who? I was like hashtagging Rihanna Super Bowl and just seeing whatever random people were bashing her. I'm like, let me go and try to set them straight.
Oh, you're part of the rehab.
Not like that, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I something about Rihanna. She's just. I forgot what I was watching, but they said that she's really graceful person. I think she was like at some like radio station, or whatever. Oh, that's right. I was listening to Sirius XM, NBA radio, and one of the hosts was talking, and he was saying that, you know, she's really just like a genuine nice person. He's like, we're in the studio, and she peeks her head in, and she didn't even know like exactly who we were, and she was just like, hey, how are y'all doing? Y'all fellas good?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, see, that's why I love Rihanna.
You don't know that lady.
I don't. I know ASAP can get it though. I'm looking right at the camera when I say that. No, okay. So back to real estate.
Yes.
We got that out the way.
Yes.
So we got your celebrity crush. What is your favorite area in Pittsburgh?
My favorite area in Pittsburgh. I don't know if I really have one. I feel like
I got one.
You do?
Yeah. So, and that's why I asked that, because I thought you were going to say an area. Like I thought you might have said, like, you know, Homewood or
Nah.
What? No diss, please. I love you, Homewood. That wasn't a joke. Promise, wasn't a joke. But my favorite area in Pittsburgh, maybe if I say mine, it'll kind of, you know, maybe spark, you know, an idea.
Okay.
But mine, for some reason, is Dormont. I don't know why. I just
Really?
I love Dormont. It's a cute little neighborhood, and it just has like it's not too far away from the city.
Right.
You know, it's just a cute little neighborhood. I love Dormont. The little shops that are around there. It's right next to Mount Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Dormont. Other than Homestead, because I know the Homestead people will be coming at me like, "Yo, bro, so what about the hood?" So I'm like, I love y'all too. Like Homestead is where I'm from, born and raised.
You have to.
So Homestead definitely. But if it wasn't that, it would be.
Dormont.
I just love Dormont for some reason.
Yeah. I'm familiar. I grew up right down the street in Beachview.
Okay.
So yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like the city of Pittsburgh just has a lot of different unique neighborhoods. I mean, like from still having cobblestone roads and
which is everywhere.
Ridiculous.
Cobblestone roads are everywhere. The worst
with potholes.
Yes, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the worst cobblestone road in Pittsburgh is in Duquesne on, I think it's called Center Street. You know what I'm talking? Oh my Lord, that is the worst.
Hill that comes?
It's the hill.
Oh yeah.
And then it would really grinds my gears, because you don't want to rush over it, because you're gonna like mess up your your suspension and all that. But whenever that light turns green and you're at that top of that hill and you're just like, oh, I got it. You can't do it. It's just like that is like literally driving on the moon. I'm like, why don't they take that up? But apparently, I believe that like because they're considered historical landmarks, so they can't take them up. But I'm like, oh, you serious?
No, they can take some of those up.
Yeah,
because it just doesn't make sense.
And you know what road I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
That's the worst.
I do. It just doesn't make sense for some of them to have patches.
No.
You know, like why aren't we just paving the whole road?
Right.
But whatever. But I mean, I feel like there's so much that the city of Pittsburgh has to offer. I mean, there's so many different unique homes and neighborhoods.
With their own, like, personalities.
Yeah. So I really don't know.
What about just saying Beachview, just because you grew up there?
Well,
just give a shout out to Beachview.
Okay, yes, I could definitely say Beachview.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
Absolutely.
We're in the same neighborhood, Beachview, Dormont.
Dormont, adjacent.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite room in the house to show? Like, what is like you have to come and see this room?
If the kitchen is nice, that would be it. Or if there's a family room, that would be it. Just depending on the client. If it's a family, then the family room, because I think it's nice to highlight places or spaces in the home that could bring the family together, and help cultivate that family atmosphere within the home.
Right.
Kitchen, because I like to eat.
Yeah, you like to cook too?
Mind your business. No. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, but I have been doing a very good job of having people believe that I can't cook. So I would like to continue that run. So they don't ask me to make anything.
Or bring anything, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because
I'll bring the paper plates. I'll send money. What do you need?
Cash App.
All that.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to cook anything.
My favorite area to show, or favorite room to show, is, for some reason, the bathroom. If it's a great bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I just imagine myself, like, just playing, like, some nice laid-back music, taking a bubble bath.
Yeah.
I'm sometimes bougie like that. Not all the time.
Yeah.
But I love the bathroom. So, like, if I see a nice bathroom, I'm just, like, imagine myself, like,
yeah,
I like this.
Yeah. But I feel like kitchens and bathrooms are really like the focal point that are really going to sell the house. If it's a woman involved, I believe.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're looking at.
Right.
The bathroom and the kitchen.
I remember I was touring a place down in Daytona. I think it was Daytona. And the shower was amazingly small. And I was like, wow, like how is anyone going to, like the shower was literally like just like a closet, like a coat closet. And I was like, yeah, this is...
You can't turn in there.
Yeah, but the actual bathroom was big. It was just the shower that was really small. I was like, oh, I wonder who put this together. Like,
yeah, that's ill proportionate.
Yeah, no, it was. I was just like, yeah, I can't be here. So what motivated you to get into real estate?
Well, initially, I wanted to get into real estate as an investor. So I wanted to, down the road, I still think I may do, but I wanted to acquire different properties in different states and different cities that I would eventually want to travel to or that I like, and have property there and just have them listed as Airbnbs when I'm not in the city.
Okay.
Then when I am there, I'll stay there.
That seems like a new trend. Like I know a lot of people that are getting into that business, you know, just purchasing properties and hosting them out as Airbnbs.
Yeah, definitely. So that was my initial interest. Then as I started doing my own research, it just became really intriguing to me when I started to research about brokers and different brokerages. I think that this would be something that I might want to do. So I took an informational course and I said, okay, I think I like this. So then I landed at Real Estate U online school to take my courses for being a real estate agent. And I said, I'm just going to go for it. Bought a Groupon and I did it.
Wow.
Knocked out my classes in a month, then took my state and national exam. And
in a month?
Yes.
Wait, the classes?
Yes.
Both classes, because there's the, what is it? I forgot.
Fundamentals, and then there's another one. I can't think of what that one is, but I know there are two. I don't know either.
I went to Real Estate Educators.
Oh, okay.
And how, I mean, my story is kind of long, but we're not going to go through all, because I'm interviewing you, you know what I mean? You're the guest. I'm not the guest, so I don't want to take up your time.
Yeah.
But I went through Real Estate Educators. I was just like on a scavenger hunt, just going to different brokerages and, you know, realtor companies. And the only one that reached back out to me was Berkshire Hathaway, HomeServices, the preferred realty. Right. And the Pleasant Hills office was just so welcoming, and the guy that was there, his name was Mr. Tony Met. He like brings me in, and I kind of like looked at him like as a grandfatherly figure. He just he's like, come on in, man, step in, just have a seat. He's like, so tell me, man, like what's up? What do you want to do? I was like, I'm trying to figure out how to be a real estate agent, and nobody's getting back to me. Yeah. And he's like, oh, great. Well, we'll set you up. He's like, well, you know, we'll pay for your classes. All you have to do is pay for your books. He said, you get your license. You want to work for us? Cool. If you don't, you know, that's fine too. Yeah. So I like that there wasn't that like pressure, like, you have to work for us. So I kind of felt compelled to like, okay, yeah. This is the realty and the brokerage that I'm going to work for. Yeah. So that was my real estate journey. It took me 2 times to pass the state. Yeah. 3 times to pass the national. Yeah. But I was determined. I was like, yo, I told my sister last February when I signed up for the classes, I was like, yo, I'm going to be a real estate agent by the end of by the end of summer 2022. I was like, I'm not taking like anything for an answer. I need to be an agent just to prove to myself like
that you could do it.
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
And I got it, and I was just like, oh, like it was just, I literally felt like a millionaire. Wasn't, but but I was just like, you know, it was just like, wow, I accomplished something for myself, set a goal for myself, and
you accomplished it.
Yeah. So how long have you been a real estate agent for?
Since October 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've had transactions since then, right?
3.
Wow. So your first one, like when it actually closed, like what was going through your mind? I
didn't even really take it all in really at the moment. I don't think I really understood what was happening.
Really? Wow.
I was like, okay, we're here. Okay. Let me be cool. But on the inside, I was like,
Inside and outside, I think I'm gonna be on like some Puff Daddy type stuff. I'm just telling you right now, as soon as that first transaction happens, whoever it's with, but I'm gonna be like on some Puff Daddy type vibes. I'm gonna be walking in the room with some shades and lip gloss on.
OMG. Roll out the red carpet, huh?
Roll it out.
Yeah, no, I just, it took so much to get to that point for that first deal that I don't think I really believed it when we made it to closing. It was like,
yeah.
Oh, we're here. Oh, we made it. Okay, there's not another thing that's going to come in to play that's going to throw us off that we have to deal with. And there was nothing. So it was a great feeling once I like came down off of like, okay, it actually happened. Okay, that was my first closing. I did it.
And how far in between was your first closing to your second?
A month.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I was kind of working on my first and second deal at the same time.
And buyers, right?
Both buyers.
Okay.
Correct.
And how did you locate them, or how did they locate you?
Well, I knew both of them. One was family and one was friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as an agent, what were like some kind of misconceptions that you had, like not being into real estate and then getting into real estate? Like what were some things that were kind of like eye openers for you?
About the process or being an agent?
Being an agent and yes, the process.
Being an agent, I don't think I really understood how involved I needed to be. I mean, as far as, well, I guess every client is different. So meaning that some clients are going to be more needy than others.
Oh, yeah.
Some clients are going to be more informed than others. Some are just going to be more inquisitive than others. So just having that gauge and not really thinking that everything is going to be cookie cutter, like every deal is going to be the same, because it's definitely not.
Right.
The ones that I've had have all been completely different. And
all three of them, right?
All three of them have been completely different. I think I learned some hard lessons really soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any misconceptions that they've had, your clients, and you know the information that you have, you already know certain details. So sometimes you'll deal with people who, I mean, no, not in a dissing way, but you might have your know-it-alls.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, they went to YouTube University, so they know everything.
Yeah. So it's like, were there any like misconceptions on their end, like that you had to like, actually it kind of goes, you know?
Yes. Huge misconception on their part. And I think it just comes with being familiar with them because I knew them. They thought that I would be available to them at any given time.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thinks that, right?
No.
No?
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna lie. I think my first one, I think I'm gonna be so hyped up.
And
like if they call me like 2:50 in the morning, I'm rolling over. Yeah, 2:50 in the morning.
You get up?
I mean, if I'm not working, I'm gonna get up.
should
I'm gonna
be
be like,
sleeping.
I might have a little, little cement in my throat, but I'm like, yeah, hello. It's like, can you meet me? Like, where? Meet me at the Sheets. Okay, cool. I'm getting up right now. It's gonna be my first one, so I'm gonna be,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be all up
pumped.
on it.
Okay.
That's just me though.
But then after that,
you
think
yes, I had to say it in the camera because it's serious. So I had to say it so they know it's real. So yeah.
I'll tell you
I'm
all.
gonna be on it. I'm gonna be on it. But
No, I'm not. My office hours are from 9 to 5.
and also it's like and it's like people have to understand, and this is for you, but they have to understand that we do have lives.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we have responsibilities, and we can't always be there exactly like when and where you know.
It's
so,
unrealistic, honestly.
It
and
is.
then something that I think not just us as realtors, but people in general need to take more and concern for themselves, their mental health, your physical health. It's just not good for me to be at someone else's beck and call at every minute and not tend to myself,
right.
Because if I'm not who I need to be for me, I can't be who I need to be for you. So I have to take care of myself to show up for you.
Well said.
Said. So I think it's important to have those boundaries set and have that balance, established early,
Right.
so that you don't get burnt out.
Because it's easy. It's easy to get burnt out.
Very much so. And transactions are stressful.
Mm.
Yeah, they're stressful. Well, I've only worked with buyers, but for me, I want to see them get to closing. I want to be a part of that process to help them become that homeowner, or buy that investment property, whatever.
Right.
Like that's the thing for me. That's the enjoyment for me. But for them, especially if it's their first time, they don't know what this process is like. So they'll lean on their realtor a little bit more than someone who's sold or purchased a home or property in the past. But they're stressed. They're stressed. All the things that they have to come to the table with, the things that they have to do, deadlines they have to meet, they're stressed. So you absorb that naturally as their realtor. I mean, because you're there to help them and to coach them through that process.
So were all of them first-time home buyers?
No.
Oh, wow. So you've dealt
Only
with...
one.
Only one. So you've dealt with people who were like experienced.
Yeah.
Oh, that would kind of like, in the beginning, it would almost intimidate me a little bit, because being a new agent. Yeah. And it's like, oh man, these folks been down this road before.
They may know more than me.
But the encouraging thing is that we have really great mentors. I mean, we do. And the way Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices sets up, their education requirements and everything, because continuing education. Yes. And it's like, if someone's like, oh, but you're a new agent, it's like, I have people in my office that have more experience than you've been alive. Exactly. So I can always rely on that. And they're not going to just send an agent out that doesn't know what they're doing. Exactly. Like my mentor, he always answers my call. Anytime I'm calling, he's like, yeah, hey, what's up, bud? I'm like, I got a question. Yeah. So he's always available. With that being said, it's like, yeah, I might not have the experience, but the people that I work with have... I'm connected to 50 people plus who years do. Experience. Right. Yeah. So a client reaches out to you. Yeah. And they say, Miss Batts, I want to buy a home. Okay. What is the next steps that you take?
First and foremost, have you secured a pre-approval?
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. So with that being said, let's just say that they call you up and like, Miss Batts, I want to see this house over here. Okay. Some agents are like, they're real rigid. They're like, I'm not taking you out unless you get a pre-approval. Mm-hmm. Are you one of those agents?
I am. However, I would not say it like that. There's a more tactful way to say that.
So here's my approach. And I don't know if it's because I'm new and when you're new, you're in that nice phase. You want to help everybody. But I'm just a genuinely nice person, I think. But but no, so somebody reaches out to me. Yeah. And they say, hey, I seen a lot of your podcasts. I really, like what you're doing. Could you take me out to go see, maybe one or two houses? I'll say, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. I'll be glad to meet you. And here's why. Because I'm like, look, you got to give to get a little. So now they're not going to be running me all over the city without a pre-approval. We're not going to be seeing. And he's like, oh, man, we at the 10th house, man. I'm like, okay, bro. Okay. 10. It's like in any relationship, friendship, romantic, business, work, whatever. It's like, no. How about this? There's a limit. I'll take you on 2, maybe 3 if I like you. Mm-hmm. Maybe. That's a big maybe. Mm-hmm. And then let's talk about getting you pre-approved to see where your purchasing power is. So that's how I would word it. But I know some agents, and I've talked to a few. They don't work for Berkshire Hathaway, but I mean, I'm not going to say any names or anything. But I've talked to a few, and the first thing, as soon as they pick up because sometimes I'll just do a little test. Yeah. I'll call like a random agent, and I'm like, oh well, so have you been pre-approved? And it's like, and they're like, well, yeah. How about I talk to my guy? They'll reach out to you before we go any further. And I'm like, okay, I ain't talking to that agent again, because I mean, my thing is people want to work with people that they like, people that are relatable. Right. And if you come off like that, then it's like, okay, all right, well, cool. Sometimes a small talk helps. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I don't think whether or not they have a pre-approval determines
if we can still talk.
Right.
Not on my end. If they don't have a pre-approval, okay, that just lets me know how I need to proceed with our conversation.
Okay.
So the next points of our conversation are not going to be, what's your price point, or what areas are you considering purchasing a home in, or how many bedrooms or how many bathrooms. That's not our conversation. Our conversation is, well, what's stopping you from getting a pre-approval? What's your credit like?
I like that.
Do you think that you would be able to secure a pre-approval now? If not, if you have some things you need to work on your credit, here are some agencies that may be able to help you, or some banks you can go to and maybe go through their first-time homeowners course that they have. Maybe that's our conversation after that. But it's not, let's go to a house, because I know you're not at that point. I need to get you to that point. That's my focus at that time. If they don't have a pre-approval, let's see why you don't. Let's see how we can get you one.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we don't do business or we can't talk. I'm definitely in the business of helping people. I love it. And one thing that I'm very passionate about is increasing the number of minorities who are homeowners.
Yeah.
Very passionate about that. And for a lot of minorities not having the credit worthiness or having down payment funds. Those are two of the main things that hold them back and keep them as renters. So my conversation to those people, let's figure out how we can get you to that point where you have the credit score where you can get pre-approved.
Right.
Let's talk about some financial literacy here. Let's talk about your financials. Let's talk about budgeting. I'll have those conversations with people, or send them to someone who I know they can have those conversations with, so that they can get into that place.
And I've had those conversations with, I know one girl, she stays on the other side of Pennsylvania, but she reached out to me and was like, hey, I want to buy a house. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so she stays in Reading, but I'm not going to make that drive all the way to Reading. I would.
That's a referral.
That's a referral. But to kind of get a gauge on, like, okay, so usually I'm like, well, what do you want? Like, what are you looking for? How many bedrooms? Because that's always important. How many bedrooms, bathrooms? Do you want a garage or not? So it was funny. She hit me up with all these things that she wanted, and I'm like, okay. And sometimes, I mean, this is just from my perspective. Sometimes I think that people want more than what they can afford.
Absolutely.
And it's like, for your situation right now, you don't need all that. But then I'm not your guidance counselor. I'm just a realtor. So, and they tell you that there's certain things that you want to kind of just stay away from that aren't your expertise.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but if I can make a recommendation, it's like, why don't you start off? It's okay to start off small. You don't. I think sometimes in this society, people think that they automatically have to jump into their dream home.
No.
It's not reality.
No.
It's not the way life works. Sometimes you got to start off small. You can always sell it.
Right.
Because in this, the society that we live in, they say the average homeowner only owns their home 5 to 8 years. And they're moving on to the next thing, project, or relocating.
Right.
Okay, so back to pre-approvals. Someone gets pre-approved.
Yeah.
What is the next step?
Send it to me.
Okay. So so they send you the pre-approval. Right. And what are you doing now as the agent? You're basically getting what?
I'm getting the information from them as far as what they want. Like just like you said, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, other features that are important. Is it important for you to have a finished basement? Is it important for you to have space to entertain? What are you looking for? Yeah. Area, school district, go down those lists of questions with them so that I know what I need to look for when I go to the MLS.
Okay. So they find the home that they want.
Yes.
What's the next step after that?
After that, then we have to figure out what kind of offer we're going to make.
And any price is negotiable, right?
It's all negotiable.
Yeah. And I try to, say that because I remember there were one clients that I was doing the open house and they're like, oh man, it's a little out of our price range. I'm like, well, everything's negotiable. You do know that, right? I mean, it has to be a legit offer. You can't come in with some little off the wall Willy
Right.
Wonka type
Yes,
stuff, you know.
make it be of some substance.
Right.
Yeah, make it make sense.
Right.
But just because that's what they're asking, that doesn't mean that's what you have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just their asking price.
So you write up an offer.
Correct.
It gets, let's say, in this case, it gets accepted.
Woo!
What's the next step after
It
that?
gets accepted. Now it's crunch time, okay? Because we're going into
The
our
contracts and stuff, right?
right. We're in our contract, so then we have to start looking at inspections and getting those done. If they elected to do any of those inspections during that contingency period.
What if you have a client that's like, waive the inspections? I'm ready. We're just gonna jump into it.
Okay. I'm nervous. Maybe you should at least do a camera sewer test or insurance. Make sure that the property is able to be insured at bare minimum. Do something.
What are the main ones that you're like, oh no, that's not, I can't do that. Like we have to do some inspections. So what are the main important inspections in your eyes, like in your perspective?
Well, it depends. If this is a buyer who wants to write up an offer and they don't want to do any inspections, I'm going to try to get them to at least elect to verify that the property can be insured. Because
Okay.
say we get down into the deal, we're getting closer and closer to closing, but something else comes up, they don't have an out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they're in this contract, or if they want to get out and terminate the contract, then they're going to be subject to losing their hand money.
Right.
So put something on there
Right. Yeah.
so
no.
that you can have an out.
I know quite a few agents that won't even work with clients, like because one thing that they say in real estate is that no matter what happens, even if we do our job like wholeheartedly and correct, if something goes wrong with that house, they always blame the real estate agent.
Yeah.
Oh, that real estate agent did that to me. It's like, no, you did that to yourself whenever you waived this inspection and that inspection, you know?
Yeah, right. Or you sabotaged your own deal because you didn't get the things done within that inspection period that you needed to get done. So
Right.
then we can't negotiate anything that's wrong with the property because you didn't get the inspections done. We don't have the reports.
Right.
So
So in a perfect world,
Yeah.
inspections come back great,
Yeah.
and they're like, cool, we're
Yeah.
fine with everything, and let's go through with this deal. What is that next step?
then after that, we need to figure out our title company that we're going to close with, get appraisal, make sure everything's shored up with your lender, and then you just go through that process.
Okay.
You know?
And there's the insurance and warranty, right?
Yeah. Insurance and warranty. They definitely need to do that. Don't I don't advise anyone to make that kind of an investment and not have their insurance.
Right.
You need to do that. That's
It's just it's key.
do
It's
it.
like, yeah, do it.
do it.
Do it. You heard
Yeah.
what she said.
Do it.
Do it.
You know,
Just do it.
Yeah, Nike.
All right. So, and that wasn't a paid advertisement, by the way, but you know,
It just flows so
it
well.
did.
Yeah.
Nike, I won't be asking for anything for that. So that's on the house.
I mean,
So closing day. It's closing day.
Yeah.
Like in a perfect world, boom, everything goes perfect. Inspections, they got their insurance, they got their warranty.
yeah, they got their clear to close from their lender, so we're ready.
And so closing day, isn't there like usually like one last walkthrough just to make sure everything is intact?
Yes, you absolutely should do a last walkthrough just to make sure, you know, since the time went by between whenever they first saw the property to closing,
Right.
like month, 2. You just want to make sure the property's still in the same condition.
Okay.
So that walkthrough is definitely important. Make sure nothing has changed.
Yeah. I don't think I have any more questions as far as the informational part goes.
Yeah.
So that wraps up that.
Yeah.
All right. So Kenise, where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook, Kenise Batts, Realtor. And then I'm also on Instagram. Instagram is okay
Okay.
_ 2 O's, 3 Y's. 3 O's, 2 Y's. I'm okay.
Okay. You're okay. That's good. Well, you know what?
Okay.
Thank you for being a guest on Word on the Ave. And this is your host, Rev's Neighborhood. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.